there's some pretty good candidates on that stage. I mean, very accomplished people who have great track records and really something to say and plans. I think it's unfortunate that they're not getting the opportunity. But having said that, you know, you have to be patient, and I think I showed 4 years ago patience can be a virtue.
Senator, you talked a little bit about your message not resonating. It seems like a lot of the things you've talked about they're just being said by Donald Trump. Do you feel like he's sort of stealing a little bit? That he's
you know what? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and I would just say that if you like some of the rhetoric of Donald Trump, look at the policies of Rick Santorum and look at the record of accomplishment. And if you want someone who actually has policies that back up the rhetoric and a record that shows that you can actually get some of these things done in Washington, D.C., then you know, if you decide that Donald's not your cup of tea anymore, then I would encourage you to look at us.
Senator, what's the most frustrating part so far of this process for you?
Yeah, I won't say. I mean, I won't say it's frustrating. I would just say that, you know, it's just hard. I mean, this is, you know, running for president. I always say, don't try this at home. I mean, it's a very difficult thing to do, and there are obstacles along the way. But you know, I knew that. I mean, I knew that going in, that, you know, I wasn't going to start at the top of the pack, and that I was going to have to work my way back up like the last time. It's a little bit harder this time because of the number of candidates. But, you know, we'll wait and see. I do believe, as was said, I do believe our message is the right message. I do believe it's resonating. And I think, you know, over time, as we get a little closer to the election, that those numbers will start to reflect that.
Senator, do you feel like last time, why didn't you start at the top?
Well, because I didn't stay out engaged in the game. I mean, you know, if you look at all the other folks who were runners-up, they all very much stayed and engaged and, you know, started running for president pretty much after the November election of the time before. I didn't. And, well, because I have 7 kids.
Fair enough.
And I had to go earn a living. And I had to pay for college tuitions. And so when I stand out there and I talk about, you know, making ends meet, and look, we've done very, very well. I'm not claiming anything that we haven't done. I haven't been very successful, and I'm very blessed. But, you know, when you run for president, they don't pay you money to run for president. And so it's, you know, we're constraining the family right now, and we did that 4 years ago. When I left the race 4 years ago, I had to get to work the next day and start, you know, filling the coffers back up so I could provide for my family. And as you know, I mean, we have some special needs in our family that are very expensive, and so that's the reason why. And I knew when we decided to launch again that it would be starting from the back of the pack, because I hadn't been involved and engaged in the national debate as much as others, and, you know, I was prepared to do that, and we'll see how it turns out.
You weren't surprised. You weren't surprised that the people that were supporting you in 2012 didn't come back when you jumped in the race?
A lot of them did, but, you know, some of them didn't, and a lot of them are you know, sort of going through the different models on the showroom, and you know, I think we're still on a lot of people's lists, and when it comes down to it, I feel very comfortable that we're going to be at the top of their list when the time comes.